But there's only one guaranteed way you can have peace, and you can have it in the next second. Surrender.
I didn't think you had it in you.
I'm your huckleberry.
We will not go quietly into the night.
It is your killer instinct which must be harnessed if you expect to survive in combat.
You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
They will be met with fire and fury like the world has never seen.
Remember this day, man, or it will be yours for all time.
What keeps you awake at night?
Nothing. I keep other people awake at night.
Hey, it's Thursday night, and welcome to the Valken Debrief episode number 62. And we are broadcasting live from the Colorado Ranch.
I'm glad to be home.
Yes. But we're in Studio C because Studio B is getting renovated. That's all this. So it's going to be like
actually
this for a few
what
weeks.
it was is that all the paintballers wanted our cool backdrop, so we had to send them all to Florida to World Cup. So I'm a little bummed this year I don't get to go to World Cup because, you know, they had all hands on deck. So,
well, you know, a train from YouTube's just going to have to handle it by himself.
I know. I asked.
Welcome to the biggest budget live airsoft show on the interwebs. Man, we're already up to 25. Let's share the show. It's so easy. Just tag your friends. Let's see. I'm going to tag him right now. I'm going to tag Mrs. Kaiju. Because
I'm going to tag.
I'm going to tag
Miss Darth, the Sithris.
Miss Darth. Let's see. There goes Curtis from Ant. Oh, let's get Chad in here. Let's get Chad from 878 in here. Who else?
Alan! No, he's in Japan. Don't do that.
Yes. Where is he at? There he is. I'm gonna tag Bo. Oh, I'm gonna tag Rick.
I'm gonna tag Rich.
Oh, I'll tag Ryan. Ryan from Airsoft C3. So, see how easy it is? Tag your friends. Get them in here. So, if we reach 100 live viewers tonight, we're going to give away a rifle with a rechargeable.
Did you Papa Rich?
Oh, no. I just got Ryan. You can get Papa Rich. So, we'll be giving away one of our rifles with a rechargeable combat stock. It's like the Samsung of Airsoft. Until that stupid Apple
It is
iPhone
Samsung
XS.
of Airsoft.
Well, it is. It is.
The other guys do Sanyo.
It is. So
I have reports.
Yes. We do have a couple traditions here on the show every week. We do have the hammer comment of the night, which Mr. Darth Valken. Oh, I am the Kaiju, the Supreme Commander of the Valken Alliance. This is my co-host, partner in crime, Darth Valken, the Director of Airsoft here at Airsoft Headquarters. So tell them about the hammer comment.
Hammer comment is a hilarious, savage comment that almost gets you banned. It should be relevant to ourselves, the company, or our guests.
Yeah. Or just trying to get us to crack up.
Yeah, if you can get like either of us to like fall out of our seats, that gets hammer comment.
Yep.
You can't say that on TV,
now,
bro.
If you pull a Snoopy and get your hiney banned for good, that's your parameters.
You can't say it on
Either
TV,
you're
bro.
like Deadpan Mason or you're Snoopy.
Oh my goodness. So the hammer comment of the night gets a free t-shirt. There it is right there. Either the black Join the Alliance or the gray as seen on the Valken Debrief. But you can buy a shirt for yourself because all the proceeds go back into the show to bring you great content every single week. Man, 62
Yeah,
weeks.
Usually I'm bored.
What? Yes.
What do
Darth
you call
Falcon
Easter
says
eggs?
he's usually bored. So everybody hashtag Darth Falcon tonight. Get him to crack up. Make him happy.
Well, Easter like gummies. They don't know how to manage their hangovers. And yeah. Apparently, not as many people have, their finger on the pulse of HPA in the industry as many of them think they do. Just go ask Rich Lord.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like serious.
Yeah.
It's like you're out there like wandering around like in the fog.
So we also have Overachiever of the Hour, which goes to our first commenter once the show goes live. And it looks like it was Evan Sinclair. Good job for being the overachiever of the night, Evan. Because you had absolutely nothing else to do but be first in. So, what else we got going on, Josh?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Thanksgiving. Did everyone survive winter or fall break with their kids? Did anybody else want to strangle their teenagers?
Mine were home for 2 weeks.
Did you catch any of them sleeping till like 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
No, because I was on the road for those 2 weeks.
Lucky.
Love you, Mrs. Kaiju. Does a lot of work at home. Takes care of a 6-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 22-year-old, and a 68-year-old.
Yeah. You know how I solve my teenage problems? Airsoft innovations.
40 mic?
Not quite. It's the banger.
Oh, gotcha.
Put about like 2 or 3 discs in there.
Nice. So we got our production crew tonight is Holly up in Control Room C. And give it up for the best AI mod 2.5. Just mash the heart button for him just like this. Or her. It's autonomous.
If we get enough hearts, we could probably get to 3.0 in 2019.
Oh, that would be cool. Mm-hmm. Like 6 from Battlestar Galactica. So tonight's show is powered by the Valken Alliance. All you got to do is head on over to valkenalliance.com and sign up. Hit the join button and fill out the electronic form. You won't get spammed. We actually
monitor ourselves, so you don't get everything. You just get like events and specials and coupons.
Yep.
And maybe like a blast for the holidays.
And people are like, I didn't get like a welcome letter or anything. Well, because you get that from like spam servers like MailChimp and stuff. I just don't have time to welcome you.
So, I mean, this guy does he does Appalachian, and what was the other one?
Appalachian.
Alhambra.
Alhambra.
Now you're saying it right today.
Dave Capio. Once you fill out the electronic form, head back on over to Facebook, search Valken Alliance in the search bar, and look for your local region. Join your region because, that's where other members are hanging out, sharing events, and getting together and going out and shooting people in the face.
Woodcock, that's not Valken spamming you. So all those pictures and solicitations to alternative websites are all from bot.
So those naked pictures of Darth Falcon coming to you, those are coming from me. I take pictures of them
Nobody
while I'm
wants to see my pale ass naked. They want to see like the Snuggy Bear.
So let's see, who do we have joining us in the chat?
We got Danny. Danny Sora.
Oh, Danny Sora. Yeah. Where's Rar Giggles? We got Rich from Wolverine. Mm-hmm. Makes a great SMP, the Inferno, and working on the MTW. We got Woodcock in the house.
I will not lie. I really want an MTW.
You know, Rich was the first one to introduce me to HPA, and I was so resistive. But now I'm like, HPA. Yes, Woodcock, I said it. I love HPA. What?
Who built your first HPA build?
You did. Okay. You did. Hey, we got Carlos from Costa Rica. We got Veritas from the Great White North. We got Jeffrey Thompson from Chickens Tactical. It was great meeting you, Jeffrey, at Fold a Gap. Pavle from Europe, I know. They just did an awesome video review on all the alloy guns. I really like the style they did with that.
So, I'm not going to lie.
It's 8 minutes long, that video.
No, but the other night, like, I was up, I found, like, my stack of cards from IWA, and, like, I'll cover up the number, but there's Pavle from Shaman Tactical Solutions. You're in my phone now. Send me a profile pic.
Nice.
Put your face in my, yeah.
We got Matt McDonald in the house, Tim Green, the regional commander of the Midwest, which we are looking for regional commanders for the other regions. They are starting to grow, and they're getting close to 100 members in each region. We broke 1,200 members at Airsoft Con.
Mr. Fatco Customs is going HPA boo.
Who said that?
Ryan Dean.
Oh my gosh.
I know you like your VFCs and your Titans.
Woodcock, FHPA. Woodcock, I'm going to shoot you with my HPA.
That's what it's going to feel like when he's done with you.
I know, right? We got Dan Sear, Nicholas Gliwa. Man, there's a lot of folks in here. Keep sharing that show. So, a little quick, we just got back from Airsoft Con. How would you describe that?
I really enjoyed this one.
I did too.
Because the head count was still up from last year.
Yep.
But there was more room to breathe. I feel that the interaction with the customer was a lot better.
Yep.
Like they weren't rushing us because like every year they do like this passport. So what you get is like
stamp.
2,000 kids wanting a stamp. So once that, they changed and they added some new stuff, and it was really cool. A lot of sign-ups. We had Disposable Heroes Milsim. We had Ronin Warsim. Help us out. I mean,
we had an army.
Like, I could spit, and there was Navrich.
And it was a long time before he could get out of his booth.
Yeah. No, like, he thought I was lying. So, all day long. So, there were two lines that started from, like, where you enter the Airsoft Con. So, one was to Demolition Matt. It was like everyone taking pictures and shaking and getting autographs. And then the second one bypassed him, went to Navrich. He did not leave his booth until about 2:30, 3 o'clock. And there were 2 times that he made it from one end to the other without getting stopped once.
I know. I was surprised about that because, like, Airsoftology Jonathan, dude, every 2 feet he's like signing a Camelback thermos or somebody's passport or something. He probably had a whole pocket full of markers. Oh, they had Mad Bull parajump into the roof.
That was crazy.
Or I'm sorry, Red Bull.
Except someone forgot to invite me up on the
Red
roof.
Bull.
I know you're all buddies.
I needed you on the ground, bro.
Chris
You got the
Sargent,
ground shot.
Airsoft Obsessed,
and Robo Murray.
I said Robo.
And Ryan Hasagawa was up there, and Shades.
Well, Lauren's awesome, but I mean, he's like the camera guy.
I know he's like the.
Okay, moving on. We're stalling too much.
Moving on. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Get your friends in here. We're already up to 42 viewers. Man, let's get
Less
up
than
there.
halfway. I mean, come on. We have an ASL with a stock dog.
I know, rechargeable. So we're going to be right back after this quick commercial break.
This is Screech from Full Scenario Paintball down here at Fold a Gap Airsoft 2018. You guys should check out Kaiju and the Valken Debrief on Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's awesome. Tune in to him and train all the other special guests to check it out. Come out and support. support Valken. Go Airsoft, baby.
And welcome back to episode number 62. Share the show, tag your friends, get them in here. No sound for the commercial. Which commercial, babe?
You know, Woodcock, I would very much like an autograph, but my autograph book is kind of full up with B-listers. And my mom does watch the show, and you'd be surprised. Is that person harassing you? Do they have an app for you? Do I need to say something? Do I need to tell them to leave you alone?
Oh, Walter asks, why did you discontinue the V12 without having something else released?
Well, the HPA industry is kind of hostile right now, so why don't you
it is.
Call up your local HPA dealers and ask them about it.
Yes. More people need to know. Hashtag need to know.
Hashtag need to know.
Corey's like, explain. Nope.
Explain. Can't.
Nope.
Can't. Someone else can. We can't.
Oh, Justin Gleason is offended. Is he offended that Screech made it on the debrief and he didn't? Oh my goodness.
Who?
Justin Gleason.
Actually, it wasn't you, Stone. It was Holland. Yeah, she's like, what's his deal? What's that Andrew guy's deal? Is he trying to provoke you?
Oh my goodness. All right, so please welcome our special guests. What?
Just real quick.
Oh,
so what's that music video with, what's it, Enrique Iglesias? I need to know. Nah, we'll talk about it later.
Oh, okay. Please welcome Michael Bright, aka Bacon, from the Direwolves Airsoft team, and Corey Saltsider, aka Zero, from Nemesis Milsim. Welcome, guys.
Hello. Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we got
warm on the left and cool on the right.
That's right.
That is
so
right.
Zero is like more on the cool spectrum of the camera.
Yeah, I've got.
And the Great White North is kind of on that more warm.
I know. So what do you two been up to lately?
What is that? Did he have his own name on there?
What?
He does. We upgraded. You can actually see his name and a signal strength peak when they speak.
Cool. Guys, I feel ripped off.
Canadian Bacon. Well, if you've seen him recently, he's lost quite a bit of weight, so he's more like turkey bacon.
Yeah, turkey bacon's a lie, but I'm still bacon.
Well, isn't Canadian bacon a lie too? Isn't it like called pea meal bacon?
Yeah, Canadian bacon is ham. There's just bacon.
There's just bacon.
There's just the gristle bacon. Oh my goodness. So, what was the most recent event you guys been to?
I've been to Airsoft Republic's Autumn's Tremor about 2 weeks ago up in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. It's at some old insane asylum hospital.
Oh, how was that?
It was actually pretty good. I was surprised because it's only one building and maybe about 100 yards around the whole building on any given side. But it was amazing that I don't remember how many players were there. It was a few hundred, and it actually felt like it was fairly vacant. There was not a lot of players. The AO just ate them all up. So it was nice not to be bogged down in a hallway or something the entire weekend.
How many stories was the one building?
I think it's 4, but there's also a basement and the roof you could go on. So there's quite a bit of vertical playability on that field.
That basement's where it's at. That was probably the creepiest part.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Where'd you just come from?
Sorry, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just...
Get off Fortnite.
You cut out for a second. Sorry. I just, last weekend I was at Blackline Simulations Exercise Carbon Majestic, which took place all across Prince Edward County at 4 different fields in towns and an old airbase.
And towns.
Yep. We had urban surveillance going on. We had an attempt to snatch a hostile operative in town.
You were doing real life division stuff.
Yeah, we had a low speed car chase. Unfortunately, we failed with our teammate objectives. We may have accidentally killed one of the hostages, and the other one just slipped by us. But it was still a really great weekend.
Was the low speed car chases on mooses?
No. Beaver drawn carriages.
Beaver drawn carriages. Love it. So, before we get on to the Q&A portion of the evening, we gotta give a shout out to our sponsors and all our sponsored events because they help pay for the show. So, guys, your mics will still be hot, so you can comment in on any of the events as we go.
Am I doing this?
Yeah, you
are.
are.
Cards.
Yeah, you don't.
What did you do? Where did you spend our budget?
The little green blinky lights that go up and down. It took the place of your cue cards.
Those green blinking lights are important.
Yes.
Don't underestimate them.
Events tonight are brought to you by Battalion Airsoft Arena in Jacksonville, Florida. So,
I'll try. Crappy monitor.
There you go.
All right, Operation Autumn Fog, October 27th in the Midwest region. This is a Nemesis Milsim event.
Really? You're going to be there?
Yeah.
Yeah. At Black Ops Bristol in Bristol, Wisconsin. Next up, we have Operation Wasteland 2018, October 27th at the Appalachian region. This is a Roanoke Airsoft event at Radke Battlefield, Monetta, Virginia. I should get there.
Did you just say Georgia?
Yeah, it's Georgia. I'm from Virginia.
Okay.
Okay, next up is Flashpoint Astana, October 26th to the 28th in the Pacific region. This is a Milsim West event.
I slipped that in on you.
At George Air Force Base, California. Next up is Rise of the Hand, October 27th, Southern Region, 878 Airsoft event at Waxahachie, Texas. Operation Devil Dog, Against All Odds, November 2nd through the 4th. Pacific Region, this is a Lion Claws Military Simulation Series event at Camp Pendleton, California. All the guys at Airsoft Con said it's like an awesome AO, like don't miss it. So if you're in the area,
yeah, it's a small CQB. They only have what John told us it was 205 was the head count, but it's perfect for that AO.
Yeah. Next up is a New Dawn 2, October 3rd in the Midwest region. This is a mirror tactical event at, wouldn't it be in Burlington, Iowa?
Yes.
At Burlington, doesn't make sense. Same. Conquest of Avalon, November 9th to the 11th in the Southern region. It is an Overwatch Tactics event at Waxahachie, Texas.
Man, Waxahachie is like a hotbed.
It is.
Of events.
It used to be like Mineral Wells. Everything used to go down in Mineral Wells.
That's because that's where Woodcock is, obviously.
Awesomeness just comes to Waxahachie. Hero Camp hosts.
Hold on. Justin just said, did you know there are more tigers in captivity in Texas than all the wild combined?
Wow. That's a lot of egos.
Oh, Deadpool said he played Rise of the Hand with his wife and lost. Oh my goodness.
Where was I? Hero Camp hosts Outlaws, November 10th to the 11th in the Southern region. Midwest Airsoft Youth League event. Helljumper 1. Midwest Airsoft Youth League event at Battleborn Airsoft in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
Yep. This is for ages 10 to 18. It's a 2-day event for minors.
Are they providing Lunchables?
I don't know. I don't know.
Operation Ironclad 3, November 16th to the 18th in the Southern region. This is an American Milsim event at Camp Shelby, Mississippi.
It's actually going to be a night game. Or an evening game going
Oh, is it one of those ones where they start later in the afternoon?
Yeah.
And then roll into the next day? Okay.
It's going to be like a 3 to midnight.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
Operation Overwatch 5, November 30th through December 2nd in the southern region. This is a Doomsday Airsoft event at Altair Training Solutions in Immokalee, Florida. Altair Training Solutions. Operation Reindeer Games 17. Intellectual property shared between 2 companies.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Not all 17 were done with one company. Okay. November 30th through December 2nd. In the southern region, this is an American Milsim / Milsim event at Fort Hood, Texas.
I'll be going.
Sorry.
So will I. I will see you there.
You will see me there. Oh, I'm going to have to rock the
Who's
blue
going?
Barracuda
You're going?
patch. I'm going.
Reindeer Games is really fun, and the fact that it's at Fort Hood is
Boaz.
extremely tempting.
You can go.
I know.
Come on.
I'm sending a teenager to his mom. Like,
See, you're not going to be needed at home.
Is that it?
Nope.
Copperhead Road 6.
What?
What? I'm like,
That's what it's
would
called.
it be like Copperhead Route 6?
Nope. It's Copperhead Road.
December 1st, Appalachian region. Actually, the Viper of choice for the region is a water moccasin or a cottonmouth. This is a Theta event at Radke Battlefield, Monetta, Virginia. And finally, we have Cartel Wars, December 8th, Pacific region. This is a Lion Claws event at Santa Clarita, California. How do you get your event on the Valken Debrief? We just had someone send one in. First, you have to have a Facebook event page. Then you have to submit it to our Valken Airsoft or Valken Alliance Facebook page or email this guy. And it greatly increases your chances if it's sponsored by Valken.
Yes. So those were events sponsored by
Russo's in. Russo's going to be at Reindeer.
Who?
Yeah.
Robbie Russo. You
Robbie.
look so much like that guy from Epic Mealtime. Bacon on more bacon on top of fat. So many calories. Milsim on top of grenades and Enola Gay.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I couldn't help.
That was awesome. Oh. All right. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break. So get your questions ready. We have an interesting topic tonight. Probably not what you thought, but we'll be right back.
Many of you might be triggered.
Triggered. No.
Triggered.
Never in Airsoft.
I know. All right. We will be right back.
Hi everybody, it's Chris Bravo from Airsoft and Milsim Newsblog, and you're watching Valken Debrief. And those are my guys, actually. It's just, you know, those are the guys.
Where is kids?
Rain or shine, we control all the elements in our indoor airsoft arena. In between matches, you can enjoy our player lounge, restaurant, and staging area. There's something here for every level of player. The customer experience is the most important thing for us here at Battalion. Partnering with Valken helps us share that experience with all of our guests. I'm Chris Webster, and I'm the owner of Battalion Airsoft Arena located in beautiful downtown Jacksonville, Florida. You can find out more about us by visiting us on Facebook at Battalion Airsoft Arena or BattalionAirsoftArena.com.
Wouldn't have anything to do with.
And we are back.
We'll talk later.
Yes, we'll talk later. Episode number 62. Welcome back. And man, our AI mod Did you flip the Savage switch tonight?
I mean, it's like a parameter.
I think that radio button got checked. So give it up. Give it some thumbs.
What's up
and
with this
hearts.
guy? Like he got some book on Canada. Did you know like there's places in Ontario where it's illegal to climb a tree?
I have it on good authority. A-Train wishes he was Canadian.
Wait, I
You're
thought
gonna
A-Train,
trigger A-Train.
I thought A-Train was an honorary Canadian.
He is, but he'd like to be a real Canadian. I've heard that when you go to his house, he's got the Canadian flag everywhere.
He likes guns and American whiskey too much.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, what was that? It is a Canadian law to have comic books about crime.
Well, that's
You
interesting.
need to reformat that. I don't understand that.
Woodcock says, did you know that the state of Oklahoma now has full-strength beer? Welcome
No
to the rest of the
3-2?
world.
You don't have any more dry counties?
Hashtag.
The
I
All
think it's
Americans,
fake
you don't
news.
have full strength beer at all.
Oh yeah, 5.2%. That's cute, eh? That's like Colorado, where they're only allowed to serve like one glass.
So tonight's show is fill in the blank. And the blank is, does Airsoft make you better blank? And it also goes the other way. Does Airsoft make you worse?
Does it make you
blank?
a better husband?
Yes.
Only if you're like 0 and you sling BBs with your wife.
Yeah.
Otherwise...
So they're going to ask us, so this is going to be a crowdsourced question. They're going to ask us, does Airsoft make you better or worse blank? And then, so now we're the authority on this. What we say today is final, right?
Oh, yeah.
Ideally,
Right.
that's how it should go.
Gotcha.
Especially if nobody comments and says anything, you know.
Right.
What we say is gospel. And comments, they don't show up in the YouTube video.
Right.
That may change.
Yes, we're working on it. We're working on
Just
it.
ignore anything you don't like, and no one will know on YouTube. Just pretend they didn't say it.
Did you know it is illegal to remove a Band-Aid in public in Canada?
That's true. It's gross.
Probably
we don't like gross.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
So, let's
It's
start
like you
off.
studied all week for this, eh?
I know, right?
Is it true that Canadians hate when Americans come up and they're like, hey, can I get my picture taken with a Canadian?
Happens all the time.
I heard.
The truth of the matter, though, is we're all very nice people except for Steve. Steve is a dick. None of us like him.
All right, so let's warm up the chat with a question so they kind of understand where we're going. Both of you have shot firearms, correct?
Yep.
So, would you say you play airsoft more often than you shoot firearms?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, does airsoft make you a better firearms shooter?
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm definitely more familiar with the weapons platform as long as you're using same airsoft gun that you're using on a real gun. It's like doing the same thing, really, especially with an AR-15. The recoil about the same as like an ERG.
So, Bacon, you just said yeah.
Yeah.
Back it up.
Well, so
I got a
you know,
rebuttal. I'm ready for this.
I know there's a rebuttal. So the rebuttal is always, well, airsoft guns don't really recoil, but managing recoil is really just a small part of shooting, right? Sight alignment, trigger control, stuff like that. That's all really important, and a lot of that is very similar in airsoft. So if you're practicing those things, that's going to make you a better shooter.
I have found at the range, and Bob can attest that if I shoot my handgun like I do my airsoft gun, my groupings are like, ah. But then I like start to think about it, and I get psych myself out and start anticipating recoil, and then.
So,
I mean, but Josh, just because you're a bad shot doesn't mean that being using airsoft doesn't make you better. That's just you.
Technical difficulties.
Josh just so happened to take off his headphones and did not hear what you said.
That's probably good for me.
That's probably good for you. He can watch it on the
Next time
replay.
you'll see it, I'll like rip it out and you walk off.
Okay, so in the chat, Richard from Shrike Tactical up in the Northeast region says, airsoft is terrible for real steel shooting. And Woodcock even says, I think it makes you worse. How so?
Because they're all doing it wrong.
Well, I think I can...
Come on, Rich. Come on, Woodcock. Justify yourself.
So I have
Explain.
I have two thoughts on the worst, and Richard can confirm. So one, I think that when it comes to handling and safety, I think the airsofters get too complacent.
I would agree with that.
And they don't realize the gravity of what they're using and the people around them. Like, we get a little too comfortable with that muzzle discipline and stuff. And I also think that we get wrapped up in the theory and application, because there's endless things we can do in airsoft that you can not practically apply in a training situation safely.
Yeah.
For example?
Okay, so everybody's seen that Russian Spetsnaz training from the Glock video they shared.
Okay.
Where they're doing like all that crazy stuff. They're shooting between each other.
Shooting each other? Yeah.
You know, shooting at each other, targets right beside them. Like, no instructor in their right mind would ever allow you to do it with a firearm. But we can do it all day with airsoft. And I think that a majority of airsoft players think that because they can do that with their pew-pew, that, yeah, I can do that with a real gun.
So I have a point here. I was watching a comment from Woodcock about tendency to watch BBs fly. So from my team experience, when we started training CQB early on, we learned that a lot of guys did in fact shoot by watching the BB as opposed to using their sights. So I think that if you want to be better at shooting in general and you're an airsoft player, you have to be cognizant of not relying on the BB. You have to be cognizant of shooting properly to begin with. So yes, if you do stuff like watch your BB and correct from that, that is going to completely mess with your real steel shooting. But if you're disciplined about it and apply proper technique, I think it's going to improve it. So it's a question of where your head's at when you're shooting.
I agree. You have to make a conscious effort to play airsoft in a way that would apply to real steel, or at least.
Yeah. I mean, in airsoft, I mean, you're sitting shooting those BBs and you're waiting for it to hit the target. No, you should be confident. Your point of aim, point of impact is the same every time. Boom, 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 and just keep moving on. Right?
Right.
Yeah.
So the other part of it is you guys brought up safety. So up here in Canada, owning a gun's a little bit different than it is in the U.S., right? I can't go to Walmart and buy an AR-15. I can get one, but there's a process. So a lot of the guys on my team are getting ready to move into real steel. And so we've had to go back to safety training to make sure that guys are handling airsoft guns safely, because while it might be okay to sweep my head with your M4 while we're clearing a house when it's an airsoft gun, it's not okay when it's shooting 5.56. So that's something you have to consider as well, that if you're going to be going to real steel, you've got to maintain the safety standards from real steel when you handle airsoft.
But not as much when it's 5.10, right?
Yeah.
Or 20 gauge?
I got a pretty big head.
I mean, that'll only put a divot in your head. It won't take your head off.
Yeah.
So Richard from Shrike, said 99% of players learn bad habits, and Woodcock echoed, it's easy to develop training scars.
A lot of airsoft players aren't trying to become good at real steel, though, right? You've got to differentiate.
Maybe not in Canada.
As Corey mentioned, but as Corey mentioned, it's about whether you're serious about it, right? So if your goal has nothing to do with being good at real steel, then airsoft, whatever, right? If you're trying to maintain proficiency or build proficiency with real steel and you're training the same way with airsoft, that's going to work for you.
Yeah,
it's not being conscious of it.
It's not a replacement for training with real steel guns. It can be a component of it. I think one thing it definitely helps with is when you can't really train playing against other human beings with a real steel. So it's hard to learn. I mean, it's going to be difficult to learn how other people can surprise you and how you would react when you're getting shot at if you're just shooting at steel. And it's a lot riskier to train against a bad guy in a desert somewhere than it is to just go play airsoft. And you can kind of develop at least some kind of sense of how other people think downrange and how people move. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sure it's not a one-to-one. I'm not like an authority on how people act when they're being shot at.
What you're saying.
Yeah, it creates a different stress level or different mindset, I guess, than just shooting at a steel
But when
target.
we see like gameplay posted, and you see somebody walk in front of a muzzle or light him in the back out an airsoft game, the trolls come out of all the tactical kids of like, oh my gosh, I can't believe he did this and he did this. I get it, but it's still a game.
Mm-hmm.
It's still a game. And that's where I think, this probably one of those, does airsoft make you worse because you over criticize a game using real world tactics?
Depends on where you're at with the game. I don't interact much online with that kind of stuff, right? Like whatever other guys are doing, posting pictures of it. I don't know the context. I don't know if it was a bad photo. So I don't criticize that much, right? Some guys really get into that, but I've noticed from my experience, the guys who are super critical online don't play much, and when they do, they suck.
Or they don't shoot much. I mean, the same thing.
But they don't shoot much, right? Like
the firearms community, guys that are hypercritical are their keyboard cowboys.
Yeah, that's the same thing here from what I can see, right?
Now,
who's
well, you're thinking
agency.
Oh,
okay.
agency.
What's his name? Van
Dunk. Paul Van Dunk.
So he used to play airsoft, and I heard a comment from him saying that he stopped playing airsoft when he got into more shooting because he felt it made him soft.
Well, there's a lot of context in there, I think.
Right. And I think it was the
soft how.
Soft is like in reaction, and like also you take chances that you shouldn't in firearms that you do with airsoft.
I would agree with that. RJ says, I used to airsoft as muscle memory tool at our training facility. Can't really replace gun training. With my police and military guys, there is obvious recoil. We did moving in and around vehicles this weekend, and airsoft was a great starting point to gauge people's safety, then moved on to actual firearms.
That's good.
That's where airsoft complements firearms training and not replace.
It's not a replacement. It's you complement it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're obviously, I'm a civilian. I've never been military or police. I never will be in all likelihood. So for me, there's no final component of I'm going to go get into a real steel gunfight. But my guess is if that is something that you're training for, then you obviously wouldn't want to just train with airsoft. There would be a point where you'd want to move beyond into real steel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're not gonna react to an active shooter with an airsoft gun. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Or I think airsofters have a false sense of differentiating concealment and cover.
That's absolutely, because we can't shoot through stuff that a real gun could shoot through. Although most of the guys I know in airsoft who are kind of more tactically minded are very much aware of that.
Yeah, a lot of us try.
And Pavle from Airsoft and Milsim News blog, he says airsofters have no sense of mag capacity, rationalizing your shots in order to conserve ammo.
Depends on what you play. So I mentioned blackline simulations.
Oh my god!
We play real cap.
Airsoft does not make you a Navy SEAL. I mean, that's what the people are bringing up on the chat.
Okay.
Airsoft doesn't make you a 1,000-yard shooter, so it can't improve your skills with real steel at all. All I can say from legitimate experience with authority, and I know that airsoft has helped me it's increased my proficiency shooting with both a pistol and a rifle at between 15 and 75 yards with a rifle at paper. At a little paper FBI guy, my groupings have gotten tighter over playing airsoft. And when it comes to airsoft isn't going to help me count 29 or 30 rounds when I'm breaching a Haji house in the middle of the desert, I couldn't tell you whether or not it's going to make any difference. Probably not.
I did have a police department. The guy was the acquisition officer, and I asked him, because they bought a bunch of GBBRs and gas bullet pistols, and I asked him, like, what do you use it in? Like, obviously they were a well-funded department, so they had access to soda rounds and munitions, but they also use airsoft. And they said that they found airsoft for theory and application when you're working with like hostages, or when you're working with what do you call them? high value targets. So like basically you don't know who the person is. And traffic stops. So working in around cars, I guess that's something that when they're using their cruisers, they can't really use CERTA rounds.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting.
I mean, it's a difficult question because both Corey and I, neither of us are military, right? And that's not the end goal of either of what we're trying to do. For me, does Airsoft make me better? The more I practice, the better I get at Airsoft.
But
right? Does that translate to real world? I don't know. I live in Canada. I'm never going to get into a gunfight.
So we've been talking about guns and tactics.
Right. Jeremy makes a good point in the chat. Airsoft is a poor simulator of human behavior when actual harm is at risk. Many tactics that are applicable in real life do not translate well into Airsoft. No one is afraid of dying.
That's right.
So let's talk about the other fun button topic.
Okay.
So like kaiju here in the office, in front of the camera, nice big fuzzy cuddly dude.
Smells like cookies.
Then like you get him dehydrated, you get him out on a hot day with herding a bunch of cats. Let's just say his impulse control starts to slide backwards. So as far
I've seen
as
that happen.
Yeah, do you think when people think, does Airsoft make you better at managing your anger, managing your stress, interactions with people?
No.
Both. It can make you worse, it can make you better, and sometimes it's a process that takes time.
I've seen the internet. I know what it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, I figured out after several years that actually heat's a big trigger for me. Like when I physically,
when you're getting
when
hot.
I physically overheat, I literally lose my shit. Like my aggression and anger starts to ramp up exponentially.
I mean,
so ice plates.
I'll admit it. It's like I'm standing in line at the bank and there's people complaining behind me, but I understand customer service. I'm completely calm and I don't lose my marbles. But yes, and probably Corey has seen it, and Woodcock. I've probably lost my mind a couple times at an event where I just kind of just had it up to here.
Well, the thing that gets to me, and I think you could agree with me, Rob, is that when you go to like an AMS game, you and I, we get really competitive, right? You're there because you want to win. You spent the big money on an expensive ticket, getting that down there, driving down there, getting the hotel room. You don't want to go there and just have like half of your team like either off the AO entirely or just sitting around doing nothing and letting you get killed over and over and over again. You want to go like at least attempt to win. I mean, I think of it as a competition at those higher level games. I mean, just an open play, it really doesn't matter. You can come off, come back on. It doesn't mean anything in the end. But with like I would assume as close to pro level airsoft as you could get, the major leagues of airsoft would be like AMS or Milsim West or Third Coast or something like that. You'd think that the people would take it seriously, and when they don't, it gets frustrating. That's, at least for me, it really frustrates me.
Yeah, I mean, there's competition. It can be a healthy component because it helps raise the standard. So you get, an arms race, or it can be physical. Like obviously Woodcock, is a big advocate of physical conditioning.
Yeah.
Because he started getting really fit, started focusing on cardio, once he started playing more airsoft. So there is a really good component, both physically as well as tactically, and probably team-wise, that if people took that aspect seriously, but still...
Well, I think I can speak to that part of it because, as you mentioned earlier on, Josh, like a year ago, I weighed 65 pounds more than I do now. Right? And I can tell you that one of the huge driving factors for that was airsoft. I was down at Conflicts a year ago, and it was raining, and I have arthritis on my knees, and I couldn't play. I had to sit on the sidelines and watch my guys do their thing, which just sucked, right? And I came back from that, and I can't have that. And that was one of the things that helped push me to diet seriously to get things under control. And then partway through this process, I started rucking. And I got a funny story for you. The thing that got me into rucking was blackline. We were out on a training op working on how to build hides, and I was carrying a big ruck full of gear down the switchback trail and lost my footing because I was not used to carrying that stuff because I was a couch potato and I was overweight and weak. And I fell off the trail and went spinning down the hill in front of everybody and somehow didn't kill myself. But it was really embarrassing. And I came home from that. Next day I started rucking, and I've been doing it consistently since then, right? So that's, in that sense, Airsoft has helped me tremendously make a big positive change in my life and get things going in the right direction.
Yeah. But I was going to finish off with that, like with what Corey was saying. You can take the game seriously and be competitive, but still have good sportsmanship. If you don't win or you get the upper hand or the drop, I've seen really great engagements where it's just like a tough as nails firefight. Everybody's fighting as hard as they can. But when it's done, they drop, dude, that was awesome. It was great. Hey, let's go back. Let's get loaded up. But then I've also seen the flip side of that where people there's grudges and got to go tell the guy he's cheating.
Well, Richard from Shrike Tactical says national level games and non-serious players equals major rage. And I think a lot of that goes back to expectations because, like Corey was saying, you invest a lot of money, time, preparation, whether it's prepping your gear, prepping your physical body, your mind. A lot of money goes into it, and then you get these younger players that come up and just think it's just an all-day skirmish, and they have no radios, they're not prepared, they're not connected to anybody, and I can see where it honestly frustrates those hardcore players.
So
I've got one for Corey.
But how do we fix that?
That's our fault, though.
I don't mind the younger players. I don't mind them at all.
No, but you gotta love this. American Milsim, new kid sitting there, reaches out, he gets his juice box, he gets his speed loader. Hey, dude, there's no speed loaders in the field.
Well, that's breaking the rules. Yeah.
They don't care, they're not invested, they don't believe in the spirit of the game, or they didn't read the rule set.
I've seen a lot of players just ignore the chain of command, ignore the rule set. They're just going to do, it's like they paid their money and they're going to do whatever they want.
They're customers versus participants.
Yeah, so but that's our fault though, right? So like if we're like the senior guys at these events, I think it's on us to try to take those kids and those players under our wing when they show up and provide some sort of guidance. And now in saying that, I grant you some of these people just aren't going to listen, and it becomes an event organizer responsibility to deal with them. But I think for the rest of it, it's on us to try to help those guys, try to show them how things are supposed to go.
I think it used to be more easy to do that in the community. And then in the last 4 years or so, there's been a whole subset of people who are dedicated to teaching these kids the wrong way and teaching them to just freaking come there and ruin the game for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I agree. We need to get the people who are causing this problem to stop.
Yeah. Carl Lindell, who owns Battleborn Apparel and Battleborn Airsoft in Jonesboro, Arkansas, he works with the Midwest Airsoft Youth League. I hope I said that right. But he works with a lot of kids. He says in the chat, you get what you put in. What does it matter? Each is their own. Ain't our place to judge on ways others take out of this sport, keyword sport. And what he reminded me of was a saying, and Woodcock will remember this saying that our old XO Major Charles E. Sexton III would tell us, and it was, watch your lane. And it wasn't about fire discipline. It was about control what you can control. Don't allow others to get in the way of you enjoying yourself. If somebody's not calling their hits, move on. If somebody doesn't want to use the radio, talk to other people on the radio.
Can I have your batteries?
Can I have your batteries? I mean, what do you guys think about that? Is maintaining your own enjoyment?
So for airsoft, the way I look at it, there's all kinds of different ways to play the game, right? You can be into speed soft, you can be really the deep end of Milsim and out doing role-playing versions of the stuff. It's all valid. But I think there's some responsibility to understand what game is being played where when you show up. And if you show up at a Milsim event, a serious Milsim event, and your approach to it is, hey, I'm going to be a speed soft today and run around like a maniac and not follow chain of command, and what's a radio? That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? You're at fault. You don't belong there.
They're in the wrong lane.
They're in the wrong lane. Now, if I went to a speed soft event and insisted everybody had to be in full military gear and follow the chain of command, I'd be wrong because that's not what's going on there that day. And I think it's important to understand those differences and to respect them.
So, expert, how do you encourage them to fit in instead of just showing them the door?
Good old-fashioned bathroom beatdowns.
Well, Doug
Socks
Smith,
and soap bars, baby.
Soap bars.
Doug Smith makes a good comment. Some of the best leadership advice I ever got was from Z Monster. He said, 80% buy-in is the best you're ever going to get. If you get close to 80, don't sweat the other 20.
I would love 80%. I'd be happy with that.
I mean, part of it is pick your events. That's why, and I'm going to say it again, Blackline Simulations, that's why I play there, because the guys who show up for that are the guys who buy into that kind of Milsim. I don't have to deal with speed softers or anything else. Guys
So what if
show
that's
up
your
there.
only game within 500 miles?
What's that?
What if that's the only game in my region within 500 miles?
No, there's tons of games up here. We have a huge airsoft community in airsoft.
That's
Canada.
I'm in a region where it's easily 300 to 400 miles to get to.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood.
But I'm not saying like your region. I'm just saying like, you know, it's a community issue at that point, and you really want to encourage that person to conform and buy into the game. But how do you do that without pissing him off or showing him the door?
As an organizer, set up different kinds of games and recognize that there's different types of airsoft. Seems like an opportunity to run more events, which should bring in more money, which
so how do you get
is
more
what the organizers
promoters
want.
to accept speed soft weekly game pickup games in Milsim? Because
just money, right?
It's just money, but you have guys that are biased. You know, they'll usually only want to do one or other. You know, guys will want to do pickup games, and they want to put their staff out there running the field while they collect, you know, 5s and 20s. You got Speedsoft, which has its own level of commitment. I mean, their pistols cost as much as most Milsimmers' rifles.
Yeah,
I mean, I think AMS had a good model that I witnessed. I can't remember what event. They actually incorporated things for both styles of play. I guess that's what we're saying. Mm-hmm. So they had the capture the flags with the timers that you can raise it up, over, down. Like the speed softers, like they understood that. They dig it. It's like, boom, capture the flag, defend it. Get shot, go back to respawn, go back.
Yep.
But they also had scenario-based missions for those guys that wanted to hump through the hills. I think it was Broken Home, I want to say 5.
With the scouts?
Yeah.
It was the year before. It was the year before, I think.
Which one? Are you talking like the CDF?
I don't
like
remember.
my homies
But
out there with like.
But they actually incorporated two different things to do that catered to two different kind of play styles.
That's great. I mean, if you can make that work, that's awesome, right?
So if anybody's listening out there, you know how I think that you could probably have like a little mini game within an event for those guys who just want to shoot.
What's that?
So you know you have like the time trial run when you're playing Call of Duty.
Oh, you mean like at the beginning of where you're running through the little kill house thing?
And it's like as fast as you can, tricks whatever you can. I think if they ran something like that, like a shoot house that was just really easy to set up, and like the guys who just wanted to pull triggers could compete each other on a time trial, and it was just like before the event.
Okay, so before the event.
Yeah, not during the event.
Gotcha.
So it's like a pre-thing. And then maybe
it's like a pre-workout.
Maybe the Milsimmers wouldn't laugh so much at the guys who run really fast and pull the trigger really fast.
I don't think it's so much of the play style. I think there's more ridicule for speed softers based on their loadout and their gear. You know, they don't look Milsim.
But there's.
Go ahead.
It's cooperation. It's going there to play it as a sport. As I don't remember who said it. Said it was a keyword sport. It's just play to win, right? I don't care how you win as long as you win within the rule set.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go dressed in all pink as long as you're like on the comms working with the team trying to win. It's just the people who go there and they're like, it's just a game, bro, as they're sitting in the fob as everybody else is getting pinned in the fob and they're getting mad because they're screaming that they're in the fob and they're getting shot at and it's just a game and it doesn't matter and you're all tryhards. It's like,
yeah.
But it's like they paid $150 ticket too and like $100 in gas and $200 for 3 nights in a hotel. It's like, is that what you do? You pay like $500 to come here and
that's that
like
customer that wants the game host to present them an experience on a platter.
Yeah.
That's what that is. And those do exist, and I think that those guys just, you know, they probably have more money than sense, to be honest.
Yeah, they're like I don't care so much about the speed softers. They can actually be pretty dang good, especially when you get them into like buildings and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love sending out the rabbits to clear out the riffraff. It's amazing. Airborne Tim says, "What is shaken? Zero dark bacon."
Zero dark bacon.
Good one.
Hey Tim.
So how can there's a lot of stereotype outside of airsoft for airsoft, you know, because we have all these, you know, cheater videos, all this drama and all this social media, but when we're looking at, you know, mom and dad looking to get their son or daughter into a new activity outside the house, how can we be better ambassadors for airsoft to promote what's good about it and what we enjoy about it?
Spend 1 week a month doing Nerf.
Oh my gosh!
Don't be like a douchebag GMR fanboy posting memes on Instagram all the time. That's probably the best way to help encourage families to play the sport.
I'd be a good human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like help somebody out. Like even just giving like a pointer that doesn't come from a condescending level can make somebody's day.
Oh yeah, I think there are some folks that they run with the same clique every time. They go there just to play with this group and they're just focused on themselves and they forget about, like, you're standing in formation, right? And you're in a squad or a platoon, you turn around, there's 2 guys just standing behind you that just kind of seem lost. I've seen some great teams turn around and go, "Hey, who you guys running with? We're just here by ourselves. You know, hey, come join us.
Yeah.
Come join and do this thing."
Well, I think a lot of like those high speed like Milsim guys totally miss the fact that like part of like ODA's job is to train indigenous people to be a cohesive fighting force. I mean, that's like a whole new level of airsoft, bro.
Yeah.
Indigenous airsofters.
Indigenous airsoft.
You always get the townies.
You with the juice box picking your butt.
That's the thing, though, right? I mean, that's like I said earlier. That's kind of our responsibility is when those new people show up, is to take them under your wing and try to help them, right? And I see it online a lot where guys will comment in some community and they just get ripped by the guys who are in there chairsofting nonstop, right?
Yeah.
And what I do is I don't engage with trolls and stuff online anymore. I message people privately when I see them getting ripped and going, "Hey, ignore those guys. Here's the answer to your question. What else do you want to know?"
Right.
Right. And try to help guys out that way. That's the best way to be positive. If you're at a field and you see a dad or a mom there with his or her kid for the first time, talk to them. Right? Yeah. Especially if you're an adult and you have your own kids. Yeah, unless you're fun. He's a good example, though, right, man? He's a good guy. So, I mean, just talk to them. And so you can address one adult to another, their fears and their concerns, so they know what their kid's getting into.
Well, that's about all the time we have on the satellite tonight.
I don't know. What do you think we should do part 2?
Oh.
I mean, we got through half the stuff here.
Well, how's the chat? Are they mad?
No,
actually, guys
they've
are
been
like-
the chat's
Oh,
been
I don't
blowing
know,
up. They've been
part
saying
two,
some very good comments. I mean, there was a lot. They were going by so fast. I couldn't catch them all. We appreciate all the comments, and we do go back and review the comments.
Yeah, we can actually probably comb through the comments and bring in some more, but I'd be willing to do like a part 2.
We go back and we read the comments and we cry every time someone insults us.
You know who I think we should get on here?
Who?
Like, and just do like Woodcock.
I'd like to see Woodcock on here. Let's do that.
No,
Drunk, that guy's
Woodcock?
Come on, I want to see it. Hashtag Woodcock.
Drunk Woodcock with his full strength
it's
beer.
happening.
Oh, it's happening?
I'm going to broadcast, because I said early in the show, I'm attending Reindeer Game 17 at Fort Hood.
No.
I'm going to broadcast
then
from the Woodcock Cave Thursday night. He is committed. Woodcock is committed.
That's fine. That's fine.
Awesome.
We can break him in here.
Oh, yeah, we need to break him in softly.
Yeah.
We're gentle.
Come on.
Our safe word is harder. So, we didn't get to 100, but, man, I think
Woodcock
we hit
at
50.
top for part 2.
Well, he said he I'll take on part 2.
There we go.
Yeah, have him and Top. Bring Alex Radke in for part 2 as well.
Oh, we should have you guys back. Oh.
Woodcock and Top next week for part 2.
The Rage Cage. Let's do this.
Let's do it. All right. I'll reach out to Top. So we didn't reach 100 viewers, so no rifle, unfortunately. But I think we hit 50, and the chat's been blowing up. We're going to give away a pair of Kilo gloves. And Mod 2.5 has calculated the winner for the Kilo gloves, and it is Doug Smith. Doug Smith yeah, he was just chatting it away. The more you comment, the more chances you win. So, Doug, to claim your free pair of Kilo gloves, if you're not already a member of the Valken Alliance, head over to valkenalliance.com. Look in that top right corner, click join. Fill out the electronic form. I'll reach out to you, get your hand size, and whether you want black, olive, or tan. Free pair of gloves. And, man, who was the hammer comment of the night? I'm afraid I missed so many because the chat was just blowing up. Do you guys remember anything that was... Do you remember? Did you see anything?
Scroll through and find one randomly.
I mean, how many comments are in here right now?
I saw somewhere back then someone said I ran the Kessel run in 11.8 parsecs. That one was pretty good.
That was Andrew. He doesn't count.
Is that a measure of time or distance?
Kaiju, didn't I get hammer comment tonight with my sick burn on Josh earlier about his firearm skills?
I have no firearm skills.
You missed. No.
Like I throw the gun.
I'll get you a T-shirt, Bacon. I'll get you a T-shirt. But let's you two guys help me scroll in here and find somebody that we can give a T-shirt to. Let's see.
What about Ken Fortunato Jr.? He says, Zulu pants stop my jock itch.
Rough. Oh my God. All right.
It has more padding for those wonderful nut shots.
There you go.
That's
Rough,
what he wants it for.
You got a T-shirt. Oh my goodness. Well, Mod, or no, actually Veritas, Braden Coburn. Oh, he's saying he got the hammer comment.
Uh-oh. What was that? He was throwing a bunch of them out there.
I know. Ooh, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Braden and Ruff, you're both getting a T-shirt. It's like Oprah Winfrey. There we go. There we go. So I'll send out one out to Bacon, one to Ruff, and one to Braden. Rough to the nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. So be sure to.
There's videos. You should go check them out, Braden.
Oh my.
Ruff is the man. He's a trooper.
Oh my goodness. Josh, you want to take us out?
All right. So be sure to follow us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Lots more cool stuff coming. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us tonight, and good night, everyone.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, yeah. NATO!
Hey, it's Kaiju. I'm the Supreme Commander. That's what I am.
Move! To the freaking bunker, Tim. Let's go! Oh, shit.
That's all right.
We're gonna go over tank busting using tagging rounds. Airborne.
Stop filming. Stop filming. Stop filming.